Yesterday, Tesla held their Q1 earnings call, and there are a few key categories I'll discuss in this video. First, I'll provide a brief Q1 summary, then I'll discuss some things to consider for Q2 and beyond. After that, I'll move on to the product roadmap before I wrap up the video talking about batteries. So with that, stay tuned. In Q1, Tesla had their best delivery numbers to date with over 310,000 deliveries, up from about 308,000 in Q4. They also increased their gross profit margin from 30.6% in Q4 to 32.9% in Q1. Over a 2% increase in gross margins is no small feat, especially for a trillion-dollar company. And don't forget that these gross margins are not reflecting price increases that Tesla has implemented over the past few months. More on that in a minute. So what should we expect in Q2 and beyond? Although Tesla saw an increase in deliveries and gross margin in Q1, we shouldn't necessarily expect the same in Q2. It's important to keep in mind that they had a factory shut down for about a month, and although 2 more factories came online, they won't be fully ramped in Q2. In fact, the new factories are likely to incur high costs and low production at the beginning of the ramp up, which will negatively affect gross margins. However, given the learnings of ramping previous Tesla factories, Elon believes Berlin and Austin will ramp faster and will reach volume production by the end of the year. Elon also predicted the company will produce over 1.5 million vehicles in 2022. However, I think this is a conservative estimate, and my personal opinion is that they'll end up in the 1.7 to 1.9 million vehicle range this year. On the gross margin side, vehicle price increases probably won't be realized until Q3 at the earliest due to the demand backlog. In terms of the cost, they do expect to see increases on the supplier and logistics side, which is the reason for the price increases. Although Tesla does have some contracts with prices locked in, there are others that will fluctuate with the market, and this is what they anticipate will affect the cost of the vehicle. The impact on gross margins will depend on the increase that actually occurs on the cost side. This is an effect of the macro economy, which Tesla obviously has no control over. Overall, I don't believe Q2 will be an extraordinary quarter from a growth perspective, but by the end of the year, I'm confident they'll crush analysts' expectations. Now with that, let's transition the conversation over to what's to come in 2023 and beyond, which is where the new products become more relevant. It's expected that the Cybertruck will hit volume production by next year, and when asked a question about how the number of parts in the vehicle will compare to traditional pickup trucks, they estimated that it will have 20 to 30% less parts, not including the batteries. I can't emphasize enough how huge that is for both cost savings and manufacturing efficiencies. We know from the Cyber Rodeo that Elon expects there to be a version 1 of their humanoid robot by next year, and that he ultimately expects Optimus Bot to be worth more than the car business and full self-driving. Question for those of you watching: when do you think there will be Optimus Bots replacing dangerous and/or mundane jobs and doing household chores? And if Tesla is currently valued at over $1 trillion, what do you think it'll be worth once Optimus becomes a reality? Let me know in the comments below. And we finally received a bit more insight into the product many people have been waiting to hear more about, including me, which is Tesla's dedicated robo-taxi. Elon predicts volume production of the vehicle will arrive by 2024 and will release more details at a future product event sometime next year. But if they're predicting volume production by 2024, what do you think that means for full self-driving? My belief is that they obviously expect to reach level 5 autonomy by then. Otherwise, you just have a bunch of vehicles with no steering wheel, no pedals, and no autonomous driving software to pair them with. As more information comes out regarding these products, I'll continue to keep you guys and girls updated, so don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to catch the latest videos as soon as they drop. Okay, lastly, I want to quickly touch on some points made around the production of the 4680 cells, Tesla's very own batteries. You may have heard news in recent weeks about Tesla entering the lithium mining and refining industry. Well, according to Elon, this is currently the biggest cost growth item, and without significant industry changes, things won't change. It was made clear that if the only way to solve this is for them to get involved in the mining business, then they'll do what they do and disrupt that industry too. What do you all think about Tesla getting into mining and refining? You think this makes them even more impossible to catch? Let me know in the comments below. But that about does it for this one. If you guys enjoyed this video, please be sure to like, share, subscribe, and don't forget, hit the notification bell. That way you're sure to catch all the latest content as soon as it drops. I'm Willie G. This is Charged Up. Catch you on the next one. Peace.